Well, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. I am still quarantining at home, though I've been to the doctor this morning, and so far I am without COVID. We're reading from Romans 12 through 29. Big chunk, but let's get through it. For all who have sinned without the law will also perish without the law, and all who have sinned under the law will be judged by the law. For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified. For when Gentiles who do not have the law by nature do what the law requires, they are a law to themselves, even though they do not have the law. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and their conflicting thoughts accuse or even excuse them on that day when, according to my gospel, God judges the secrets of men by Jesus Christ. But if you call yourself a Jew and rely on the law and boast in God, and know His will and approve what is excellent, because you are instructed from the law, and if you are sure that you yourself are a guide to the blind, a light to those who are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of children, having in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth, you then who teach others, do you not teach yourself? While you preach against stealing, do you steal? You who say that one must not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who boast in the law dishonor God by breaking the law. For as it is written, the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. For circumcision indeed is of value if you obey the law. But if you break the law, your circumcision becomes uncircumcision. So if a man who is uncircumcised keeps the precepts of the law, will not his uncircumcision be regarded as circumcision? Then he who is physically uncircumcised but keeps the law will condemn you who have the written code and circumcision but break the law. For no one is a Jew who is merely one outwardly, nor is circumcision outward and physical. But a Jew is one inwardly, and circumcision is a matter of the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter. His praise is not from man, but from God. Wow. So here Paul builds on what he had said before about works. He said, some of you were doing these awful things, but God has accepted you and forgiven you. And now he goes on about the law. And he says, you're going to be judged by the law that you live by. But many of the Gentiles who don't have the law, and we're talking here about the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the law of Moses, the Torah. If you don't have the law, but you live a righteous life, then you kind of do have the law, he says. Your uncircumcision is like circumcision, to put it bluntly. And then he goes on to say that those who are teachers of the law but actually break the law are blaspheming God and are not as righteous as they think, because circumcision turns out to be something of the heart, done by the Spirit, and it's not simply an outward and physical sign. So who are the ones who are saved? We don't know. You can't say, well, it's just the Jews because they have the law. It's not the Gentiles because they don't have the law. Paul's saying everybody's in the same boat, and that's where he's going to go in Romans 3. So we're all in the same boat. We're all guilty. We're all judged according to what we do, and we'll have to live with what we do and how we behave. And Paul is interested much more in how we act and how we behave than he is in how what we say and what we proclaim about ourselves. So, for instance, if a bunch of Presbyterians say, well, we accept everybody, but then don't accept people who clearly are wearing old and torn up, run down clothing, or don't accept people who who don't work in professional jobs, or don't accept people who are different from us, who come from the other side of the town or they cross the river, then then we're not really living the faith, and we've got to live the faith. So take stock of your own obedience. He goes on and on and on. If you're a teacher of the law and you're a preacher and a Sunday school teacher and you do all these things, are you still breaking the law? That's the question we ought to ask ourselves. How obedient are we to what God has commanded the Jews to do and to be? There was a time in Presbyterian churches where the Ten Commandments were read aloud almost every Sunday. And we've lost that tradition. Maybe there's some good in losing it, but we've lost it. And I would say the Ten Commandments are a summary of the whole law. And certainly I don't think God is interested in how we might sacrifice a bull or how we might arrange the fringes on the altar cloths, but God is interested in whether we obey the moral law. So look at the Ten Commandments as a summary of that and think about how you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll go into Romans 3. Some surprises in there, I think, but that's for tomorrow. Have a great day.